Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing a bit more seed starting, and we are going to be seed starting some kale. Now this is one of my favorite crops to grow, particularly in the outside holes of all of my beds. I don't know what it is in particular about that location, but the kale really seems to love it, and we love it just as much. Now kale is one of those crops that is very cold hardy, and it also is slightly heat tolerant overall compared to things such, and it also tends to be a little bit more heat tolerant. Now, what I do with our kale in particular is once it's finished its main growing season, which is usually around middle of June, that's kind of when it's starting to peter out. But I actually do something rather interesting with it. I tend to leave it in my garden space. The reason for that is that it acts as a very, very good draw. Now, that's important, especially if you are looking at organic ways of preventing pests from getting to, say, other plants that at that point in time you really want to have more success with. So I kind of use this as just a draw plant, and what it does is most all of the squash bugs will go flocking to this, as well as the Japanese beetles. A lot of aphids will go for this in the early summer months. So I leave it there, basically let them all collect in that area, and then I will remove the plant out along with all of the bugs and then all of those eggs that they've been laying there, and I will remove it and dispose of them in a completely different area. And that is one really, really handy way to prevent pests and, well, basically use what you've already grown. No sense in wasting it, right? Okay, so let's go on ahead. Since I've given you all of that detailed information, let's just dive into actually planting our kale seeds, because I do sow these a wee bit thicker and a wee bit differently than I do a lot of other crops, and I want to show you what that looks like. Okay, so I've already started sowing some of the kale in this tray in particular, so I just want to point out that I've already got this marked so that I know where my starting point is, and it's going to be right here, and I've already started sowing. Now, when I am sowing my kale seeds, and this goes for lettuce as well as like tatsoi, mizuna, I'm going to sow them a lot thicker. So instead of just putting a couple or even 3 or 4 seeds, I'm actually putting closer to a half dozen at least in each one of these cell structures. That may seem wasteful, I know, but honestly, this is what has helped improve my overall germination and tendency towards having a crop of this. Now, I don't necessarily waste all of these seedlings. In fact, quite a few of them are going to come up, if not the majority of them are going to come up. So what thickly sowing like this will do, besides ensuring that we are going to have a harvest of this, is it's going to give me multiple plants in a very small area, so to speak. So obviously I have a limited amount of space here on our urban homestead, and that means that I have to be very, very conscientious of the space that my seedlings are going to take up. So not only could I just pull out and thin out this type of a crop, what I can do is when I go to thin them, actually remove that seedling out, and I can put it into another cell hole that I am leaving empty, which I'm going to be leaving that end row empty for that purpose in particular. So the ones that are looking the strongest, I'm going to go on ahead and remove and just transplant into that open cell and allow them to take root in that cell structure right there. Now, doing this is going to allow me to grow on quite a few more. So doing this is a space-saving technique. Now, if all you have are, say, like 2-inch cups that you get pretty much anywhere, that's okay. You can do the exact same thing and then divide them out. You'll see this a lot with those who grow herbs as well. Thickly sowing into one cell cup and then dividing out the plants from there. Now, if you don't want to divide them out and to pot them up, maybe the amount that you have right there is going to be plenty for your space. That's totally fine too. You can pull them out and use them as microgreens and add them to a salad. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with sowing them a little bit thicker just to ensure germination. And besides that, usually most seed packets of kale and lettuce and tatsoi, they come loaded with a lot of seeds. So don't think of it as wasting it. Think of it as just having maybe 2 different types of meals that you can enjoy in your space. Now, I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be including some more, I guess, early spring inspiration for you to watch, because why not learn all you can and grow right where you are? And that's really what this channel is all about, is growing in the space that you have and growing well there. Now, I have a guide available for you if you are interested in it. It's called Digging Deep, and it is about unleashing abundance in your space no matter where you are. So we really deep dive into everything soil and what that looks like and how that can help you as a gardener achieve the garden space of your dreams. As always, keep it simple, natural, and essential, and we will see you on the next video, guys. Bye.